Established in Port Adelaide on the 9th of August 1954 by Miss Doris Taylor, started not as a charity but a social experiment, enabling people to remain in their own homes. It began with delivery of one hot meal per day to the home of aged and infirm people, delivers nourishing meals to the elderly and disabled to maintain health and well-being, and offers social contact and provides services through volunteer workforce. The total meals served in 2018 were 990,223, while the total meals served since inception has been over 50 million. Using the IDEO Field Guide, our team started with trying to identify the design problems that may face the current Meals on Wheels organisation. As a group, the researchers undertook the process of brainstorming to create an affinity diagram to try and collate the data into organised groups. This helped to realise some of the problems and tasks faced by Meals on Wheels staff, volunteers and clients. How might Meals on Wheels effectively improve the way they deliver meals to the elderly and disabled communities of South Australia, while also ensuring the welfare of the volunteer staff? Initial testing of a frozen meal showed that the meal, after heating for the recommended time in a microwave, still had cold spots. This may have been the power rating of the microwave, shielding by the aluminium container, or our interpretation of the instructions. The researchers were placed in a volunteer kitchen to be fully immersed in the Meals on Wheels experience. Through this, system skills and habits could be observed and learned from. Better understanding would be key in developing better products. Delivering to the clients gave valuable insight into the challenges of supplying regular meals. Affinity diagrams were refined after the site visits. Word clouds were created from interviews and observations, indicating areas that were of the most need of attention. Mind maps were used to develop a heat probe that would be used to check meal temperature. With a further consultation and discussion, ideas for the label and a temperature sensor were formulated. Further meal heating tests, rapid prototyping of probe designs, simulated disability tests and Wizard of Oz simulation were all carried out to help refine the final designs. The personas in this report are loosely based on real people. They have been created through observation and on the researchers' own assumptions of what the elderly, infirm or volunteer may say or do. The client personas were based on people that were delivered to during site visits. These people fit mostly into the older demographic and seem to be fit and healthy, except for mobility issues brought on by the ageing process. Other clients had mental health issues or physical disabilities that prevented them from cooking for themselves. Kitchen volunteers were based on some of the people that were working in the kitchen on the day of the site visit. They were retirees or underemployed people that wished to help others in need. All were happy to carry out the task before them, some with suggestions on how it could be performed better. Deliverers were based on the drivers that were volunteering on the day. They were happy to meet and greet the clients and offer some friendly conversation. The original concepts were brought about from the research phase of the project. The meal labelling was seen as an area that could be worked on. Icons instead of words could be used to help clients in the proper reheating of their meal. A pop-up heat sensor was thought of as a way of indicating if the meal was properly heated. An insulated drop box was considered to deliver meals in, with storage space for 2 meals and double stacking trays to stop crushing. A removable data device could have been a feature, giving details on clients and the meals they were given. A push of a button would index to the next client. A reimagining of the hotbox would see affordances for the meals in the lid. Room for stackable trays and flexible heat pads would keep the meals evenly heated. The hotbox would be converted from 240 volt to 12 volt, saving energy. It could also be plugged into the car to keep it warm while on the road. From initial ideas, icons were added, wording changed, and affordances included. The changes to the lid are not a fix-all. But with further testing, trials and a larger sample group of testers, more improvements can be made. probe was created through rapid prototyping techniques and both bench and scenario testing. This is the result.